So guys, UnoPro here, back with my second video for denizens of Shimsa. My first video was a Songhai video. You guys know how much I love Songhai, but my second most played faction I think actually is Vetruvian. And if you guys have been really following any competitive player or just been on the ladder in general, you realize Vetruvian went from being pretty terrible to definitely one of the top contenders of the new constructed era. So let's quickly go over the deck list. It's going to be No Way It's Jay's deck list. I really like the idea of this deck list. I like the way he normally builds deck, and he's a fantastic player. So I wanted to try this deck list out and show you guys on video. So let's quickly go over the deck list. We can quickly see that the dispels are actually broken up as 4 dispels. Dispels are very good in the current meta, especially people trying out a lot of new abilities. It often just gets shut down by it. Also a lot of Vetruvian, Songhai, very important. And what he's actually done is he split it up between 2 Siphon Energy, 2 Shrouds. Obviously Siphon Energy is in general a little bit better just because the tempo swing on 2/2 body doesn't do much, but it gives you an extra 2/2 body, and because there's no actual card draw in the deck, you sometimes want a card that does a little bit more for the card slot that it takes out. Obviously when you can afford the tempo and the card advantage doesn't matter as much, Siphon gets a bit better. It's also a lot more flexible, so that's the reasoning behind that. So for the 3 drops apart from the 2 drops apart from that, you have 3 Healing Mystic, pretty standard, 3 Jaxi, and 3 Packs. Now these 2 aren't too crazy. Blood Tea has come out of the meta quite a lot. Only really Karas are running it at the moment, so that makes Jaxi a lot better, just playing really high value stuff. And then Packs is probably the best battle pet, or at least one of the best battle pets. Its ability doesn't care about dying at all, so it kind of mitigates the downside of a battle pet. Sure, the 2/2s don't do heaps, but it's a lot of stats broken up over a 2-drop body. Nothing really clears it effectively without Dispel, and it's a 2-drop that demands Dispel. We have so many Dispel targets in the deck. It's a really strong card. So 3 seconds Wish, still a really powerful card, and the deck kind of plays minions that have some synergy with that, stuff like Tiger especially. Felchis is another card that I've been blown away by. I thought this card would be pretty good, but I definitely underestimated it in my set review. It's just so good, and it might be because I've just been playing a lot of Songhai. Obviously it's really good against that, but it clears a lot of early game minions for free. Stuff like a Maya proccing, you take no damage on the turn. So it really is just so strong. It's very rarely bad, and even just playing it on 3 and hitting the general in the face isn't the worst thing in the world at all. Very strong card. Oasis is definitely a bit of a weird one, but we run lots of ways to generate bodies with Packs, Jaxi, Duelyst, Cron, all these kind of things, and it cycles, so it's never going to be too bad if you can afford to play it, and often you do get quite a big board with this card, so definitely pretty strong. 3 Duelyst and 3 Cron. These ones are just pure value cards. Duelyst is very good. Allomancer is similar, but definitely a bit slower. And I think as a Songhai player personally, which Songhai is definitely a top deck at the moment, I definitely fear Duelyst a lot more than Allomancer. That is 100% for sure. So Cron's just so good. We have 2 Nimbus. This card is really strong. It can be a tad slow. It's 5 mana 3/8, which doesn't have an effect that immediately affects the board, or even affects it the turn that it can attack. So it can actually be pretty slow. Obviously, insane value card. If they have to deal with the damage in a slow game, like they can never win. It gets so much value, but it can be slow. So that's why there's only 2 of them. 3 MIs in the deck, and then the bottom card that you can't see here is just a 1 of Dominate Will. So very solid deck. Cuts some of the Dervish synergy, like the obelisks and stuff, because it just wants to be not too weak to dispel stuff like Lightbender, whereas it's just a very solid curve deck. Can outvalue, can defend itself decently well. I really like the way this deck has been built, and definitely look forward to experimenting with this kind of archetype. I would say it's kind of hard to classify. There's always been a theme in Duelyst where decks just aren't very easy to classify. Everything kind of verges on mid-range and value a lot of the time, or just aggression. But I guess you could say this is like a mid-range value vet, maybe is the best way to describe it, but definitely very strong, and didn't really need much. It's not that different from a pre-Shimsa vet, mainly just the Nimbuses and the Crons, but works well in the shell. Synergy with stuff like Oasis. I'm just excited to be playing powerful cards. It's always good fun. Alright, solo fit on Liner. So I haven't really played this much this deck myself. I've played a lot of like Obelisk Vet and done really well with that. But actually playing this version of the deck I don't have much experience with, so I'm not going to talk too much about matchups at this point, but we'll see how we go. It may be too greedy to keep second on Witcher Wing, doesn't even look like we'll have a minion stick guaranteed. Glacius can trade into a 2-drop, worst case scenario. Alright. So Kron's a very, very good card though, 100% a very good card. I mean, most people expected Kron, and I think as time goes on you'll even see more of him just because a lot of people don't, maybe hesitant to craft him. So a lot of decks where I feel like people will be running him aren't yet at the moment because not everyone wants to craft 3 Krons if they're, you know, a bit tight on spirit. Okay. This is an interesting one, for sure. I'm not sold on this card, but it's not terrible. How good is ramping to 5 here? Do we deny the matter? I think we actually go for the risky play because we can, it's like a Duelyst. If he trades in, then we just clear this, play our own Duelyst. Let's take a risk here. I don't know if this is something I normally would do, but I do want to see how this will work out in this scenario. Because I feel like normally the idea of the punish would be here to say like, attack, play provoke, you can never get the mana tile. But here I mean he has to attack and then play a provoke here, which means he's not going to fall, which is a lot less worrisome, and Duelyst challenge Silvercar Knight. So yeah, so if he plays a Silvercar Knight, it's not as bad, right? You still get the mana tile. Okay. So definitely a very strong line start. These starts can be very hard to beat. Let's go to packs. I guess he just played Duelyst on here. Do we dispel so we can clear this thing? Maybe we do dispel, trade in Jaxi. Yeah. Do we have... Oh, Jaxi spawns apart from this one are pretty good and they're all pretty fine. I guess we will do that. We get to clear this. We have 2. I know, it's definitely not 100% convinced on it, but I think it's fine. Against fine, our tempo is very, very important. Not sure. Honestly, Lionar's still pretty strong. Just because you can go 2-drop into Silvercar Knight, another 2-drop, is always going to be really strong. Especially when post-expansion decks are really messing around, trying different things. There's merits just to playing solid stuff like just play decks with cards like Zirix, Silvercar Knight, Duelyst while everyone's trying stuff, and you'll probably win if that's what you're really after. So we have Kron next turn, which will be really nice. I think we should play that pretty much regardless. Okay, Silvercar Knight, Afterblaze. Okay, that's fine. We have the dispel. I mean, it's a lot of damage still. Did he only attack once? Might have seen something. Was he not in range? I'm not sure. Okay, we'll play Kron first. Play Kron here. Place the Jaxi. Okay. Do really need to dispel this. Start moving this way. Well, I mean, we could worry about slow, the 0 mana guy. Holy Immolation. So maybe we do keep it there. Yeah. We can even play around that. Well, play around. If you go this way, then he gets on the Duelyst. I think you do maybe stay here. I don't really care about it. I mean, too much. Yeah, I think it's fine. So we have a Provoke going, have a Duelyst ready to pop. Chronosence to get a lot of value. Have a Dispel for a big dude though. It's always scary against stuff like Iron Cliffs. Felchus is a really strong card though. I think this should just be a 3-of in all Vetruvian decks now. Vetruvian's got a lot of really powerful minions, and the fact that this card's like Allomancer and the new Obelisk producing guy not getting paid, like it speaks to the strength of the deck big time. Okay, couldn't really play around that unless we played. Yeah, Provoke off the general, but this is completely fine. Like, he uses his whole turn to do this. We don't care about that at all. So I think we have lethal here. So this got still flying, so it's 6, 8, 11, 13. So 4. Got it. Alright, so just like Jaxing into Duelyst, into Kron, even if we don't play the strongest turn 1 there, it's still really good. They're great cards. That you don't have to go overboard on synergy. Like, people talk about Lightbender destroying Vetruvian. Like, people should be playing against the Lightbenders because Vetruvian's around, but Jay's come up with a deck list where that doesn't really matter, and you still got Lightbender there, and we just killed him the next turn because Lightbender doesn't do that much against a big body as well, and that's what makes Kron so good. And even Duelyst there was pretty good because we didn't have another way to ping 1 damage easily, so he took 5. So I would like to test this deck as much as I can because I had really good results. I think I was started off like 11-0 playing just like Obelisk Vetruvian, but obviously that's when people are testing decks, so to really know what's better test though, I do think I lean towards more the idea that Jay has with this deck. Do we just double pack? Yeah, why not? So like this plus this could open a Land Fox, which is also nice. Ooh. Does that change things? Do we double packs, or do we chuck on a Jaxi? Because I think I want to replace the other one. I'm not playing double 2-drop, but then we're wanting to play another 2-drop. I think I chuck on a Jaxi. Yeah, let's chuck on a Jaxi. That's definitely, I could definitely be swayed either way on that one. Yeah, this is fine. So the battle pet it goes to the closest spot it can attack from, and then okay, that's going cardinally, so it should always attack it this one. And then I don't like, you can't then attack the Jaxi, so I can turn it around 1 to 5 really well. The Jaxi's in position to clean up the zone whenever we want it to, hopefully. Okay, I actually really don't mind that, and honestly, I think I prefer it because now I can play Nimbus without having to deal with the Fox. The Fox has already forced the Fox to get its value. Then I feel very, very fine about playing Nimbus here. And the way I'm going to do it is so that Battle Pet will actually give me a Obelisk straight away, and I think I can keep this hand because we can look for bigger stuff than Duelyst. Yeah, because I really went for like Amaya's and Dispels, but this wouldn't change my play anyway. So what we do is we play this here, play the Nimbus here, so this is guaranteed to attack into this way. We get the Toto immediately, have a chance to block him off. It's really good, really good. And these Phoenix Fires aren't really doing much against the Nimbus anyway. So Nimbus is a card that's very, very good against Battle Pets. For those of you who haven't seen the Soulburn Obelisk yet, it's a 3/4, so 3 mana 0/4. Summons a Dervish, works like a normal Obelisk, and destroys any minion that deals damage to this one. Which is just insane, because a 3/8 isn't really that understated. The taking damage effects are really, really strong, as we've seen with Lantern Fox. It gets you so much value, it's a little bit slow. The best way when you're versing this card is to ignore it, but Battle Pets really shore up that weakness quite a lot. And we've already got a lot of value from this thing, just getting the Obelisk because of the Battle Pet. If we actually didn't have the Battle Pet there, then it wouldn't be necessarily the best thing ever, because suddenly we paid 5 mana and he dealt with it completely for 3 mana. So we're going to actually play the Saber Swine Tiger here, I think. There's a lot of good 5-drops. We have a lot of good 5-drops. Even Chron I'd probably still play here, so I think we do this. And then worst case scenario, we just play this and buff it again. Because really, buffing the Tiger once is really the threshold for when it's actually fine to play on an empty board. So we definitely will play it here. We kind of want to steer direction in this way, I think. So we'll play that over there. Well, we should draw first. It's always a good habit to have. Okay, not the most exciting draws ever for sure, but just means there's a lot more gas in our deck. We will attack here. Do we attack with the pad? One of the ways that you do get blown out here is, what have we seen? We've only seen Bear Seal. So Bear Seal is in the more typical spell high decks, or more controlling. Probably not because it's Kalios, but even then we should still consider it. The 1 damage probably is not that relevant, and if we can place Second Wish on it, we can. But if we attack it, you just can attack Jaxi and then clear most of our minions. So I don't think the 1 damage is worth the risk. So I think we keep it, and then if we Second Wish it, suddenly it has 5 health and needs another Bear Seal. It can't just be Phoenix fired. So I think that's pretty big there not to attack with the Palo. So these Obelisks isn't going to get a lot of value here, but that's fine. Like, it's zoning, we're forcing him into the corner. I think we're in a very good spot here. Dominate Will isn't great against somehow. We may still keep it just because we're pretty late in the game. Okay. Saber Swine still. Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think we'll get rid of Dominate Will. Maybe not. Let's go to Siphon Energy. We'll get rid of Dominate Will. Like, I was thinking maybe it's like a Hammond because it's Kalios. So what I think we want to do here is we want to bait out of the spell for Amaya and get the Second Wish buff going. So we'll do this. We got a nice, pretty clean trade here. So we'll just send these 2 in. That's fine for us. Hopefully not going to spawn. Only this one's really bad. Block off. Okay. We'll come in here. We'll take face. Where do we want to play the Duelyst? Probably just here. This is fine, because then maybe there's lines where he wants to rely on this, you know, coming in and hitting the thing. I think that's fine. Yeah, so now our Duelyst is protected, where otherwise it would be guaranteed. Well, this one actually gets it. So, but this one has 2 spawns, so it's probably better, right? We don't really care about where he goes, because so yeah, we basically demanding dispel removal for these 2, and then hopefully Amaya should be able to close out the game. Battle Panda. Oh no! Uh-oh. Is this the Death Strike Seal combo? He did it. Oh, that's spicy. Oh wait, he doesn't have it. Okay. I mean, it's a 3-card combo. It's pretty unlikely to happen, right? But that was some pretty spicy stuff right there. He had me worried. He had me worried. Alright. So I think Felchus might be getting a little bit too low impact at this point. We can kind of just keep the Dispels and Insurance and get rid of it when we need to. So maybe we were just ignoring this thing. So that we can clear everything else. Yeah, I think we do. So let's do it this way, so that our back's protected by the pattern. Every good counts. We Bloodborne spell first because I think we want it to be on his face, and then we play the Amaya in the other spot if it doesn't miss. That's fine. It doesn't matter too much. And then we'll just play this here. Oh, we play it here because it protects our back. Not that it really matters. Well, I mean, actually, that protects our back as well. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, we're in a very nice spot here, and we've played to, you know, order out his high Bear Seal dispel targets pretty well. These big threats should really just stick pretty easily. So you've seen in these couple games so far that we've often ended up with, you know, 2 or 3 cards in hand. That's partly because we've had starts that maybe use a dispel or they use a bunch of 2-drops, and that's fine because this deck actually has a lot of late game, and it's fine to go to 3 cards if you have a lot of top end, because it means you're quite easily able to play 1 card a turn, and if you're playing 1 card a turn, it doesn't really matter if you have 3 cards in hand. That's plenty fine for that. Whereas in a deck like Songhai, where you're relying on playing multiple cards a turn, when it gets to 3, it definitely gets a little bit more shady. Okay. Alright, are we cronning here? I think I actually do want to cron just to get the value engine rolling straight away. Whereas Amaya is a little bit more instant. Where can we play this? We don't want to give it a backstab. Here. Problem is this can like teleport to backstab it, so we don't really want that. What if we play it on his face? It's probably fine, right? Then he actually can't do it. We'll place the spell. It's fine. I guess we might have been able to do this just to clear as much as we can. Like, I think we're just really far ahead here at this point, but there's no reason not to clear it. Like, I mean, if he was running the 2-4-1-1 guy, he might be running like a gimmick deck with the Death Strikes. Clears our board, we want as much of his board cleared. Like, there's no reason not to, I guess. This is just such a commanding board. He can backstab the Amaya if he wants. Tombstone, that's fine. He was pretty dead there. Alright, No, just been steamrolling these first couple games. We'll see if the next one might be a little bit closer. I mean, this deck is just really, really strong. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys who watch me do really try to be competitive, just like I do. Do experiment a lot more on stream these days, but if you want to be winning, Zirix is probably the #1 choice to go if you want to be winning. Songhai is still very, very, very good. It's probably a little bit more harder to play, and punishes for misplaying more. Whereas this is kind of just like curve out, play really good stuff, and most of the time your opponents can't answer it. Obviously, there's still skill in this deck. Any deck in Duelyst is inherently pretty skillful because of the grid, but yeah. It's a very, very strong deck. Alright, Tresbo. Now, Magma can tech against some Vetruvian builds where you run a lot of obelisks and stuff, whereas this one's a little bit harder. They do have some good stuff still, though, like Eggmorph is good against stuff like Nimbus. They can just kind of get in your face. We don't really have any burst damage. And Josbo's a pretty great Magma player, so we'll see how we go here. Now, is this a game when we want Oasis? So we're keeping either in Oasis or Paxia, I think. I think it's just a little too greedy. I'll play this on the middle tile, so it actually threatens to take the mana tile and not just run into his general and do absolutely nothing. Whereas now we can't play anything on the first row, afraid of getting attacked. So I think this is fine. Yeah, we will get to 5 mana for it. Okay. God damn you, battle pets. I think I'm going to always play this next turn, so we don't really need Duelyst, do we? We're going to do this. And, like, because it's stressful, I know you'll place Control Magma a lot more. I'm really scared of Plasma Storm. So I want the Jaxi as far away as possible. So it's kind of like when he Plasma Storms, I get a 1/1. I'm not going to try and trade it if we don't have to. I probably won't play Nimbus next turn actually, so maybe I should have considered keeping the Duelyst. Because Plasma Storm is definitely going to be very, very scary from now on. It may even be, maybe we just like buffer something up to a 4/4. Because Nimbus just gets destroyed by Plasma Storm, like everything you spawn as well. But if we Plasma Storm and then play a Nimbus behind us, out of Eggmorph range, that should be pretty good. And you don't really have to worry about Mechanitor when you're playing a 3/8 that spawns stuff. Okay. I don't know how good the spell will be in this matchup. I kind of want to just Duelyst there. Play another 2/2. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine, right? Like, this will make him really need to Plasma Storm. You could hit that face here. Not hitting face is slightly better against... Yeah, it's better against Flash Mechanitor. We're in a really nice spot here. I mean, if he doesn't have the Plasma Storm, then it's a little bit harder, but, I mean, if he doesn't play it here, sure, he might not, he probably just doesn't have it. Okay. Well, he might do that anyway. feels like a non-Nimbus turn. Because we're still kind of be weak, and if we attack him with this, then we'll have a Tombstone that also gets hit by it. Ooh, that would have been nice if we had that first. Is there merit to still playing it? Don't want to get wrecked by Plasma Storm. Do we just start baiting out Egg-Morphs? Yeah, we have some good drops here as well. Maybe we can just second wish first. Yeah, if we need to. Yeah, I think we just second wish. And that's fine. This seems really weird, right? But I think I still want some Plasma Storm insurance. I know we're gonna have a lot of time this game. So what are we replacing here? Are we replacing a Cron maybe? Maybe use space for Nimbus. Nimbus is very, very good in this matchup. Still Cron's such a powerhouse though. So we're not too weak to Mercantor, because this is the trade in, and it hits 4, so like we basically reinitiate the board. Maybe we do go with Nimbus. Perfectly fine. Rush one would have been amazing, of course, but no real need to attack this because in the worst case he's Mercantors, then we want him to trade in anyway. I mean, amplification would be only double amplification would be annoying here. We have Dispel, so it actually can get rushed if you guys didn't know that, which is really huge. I talked a bit on stream. I'm not really a fan of that, just because like. Very rarely is there ever going to be a difference between the 2-2. Like, it's not going to decide games all the time if your 2-2 gets like Frenzy or Celerity or something. Or I don't know if it can get Celerity, but like flying or something. But or like difference between flying and range isn't always that massive. But Rush can like often decide games, and it will be the one that decides games the most. But I mean, it's still fun. So we have 6, 9, 12. We have Lethal again. So Confidence and Wake that game. We didn't get Nimbus. I think I'm pretty happy with the way that played. The fact that he just ran to the corner turn one, we saw because I still at Tracer, definitely implies it's more like a general controlling based Magmar that I know Dresbo likes to play. And so you have to be really careful about Plasma Storm. But what we did was we created a board where basically like he has to Plasma Storm to, well, he had the Iridium Scale, so he kind of survived a little bit. But we made sure we didn't get blown up by Plasma Storm, and we were prepared. We would have had a Jaxi, we would have had a 5-3 Duelyst attacking, and then we had the plan of Plasma Storm, Huck and Nimbus. When we play Second Wish there, we have a bunch of big threats, and we force an Egg-Morph target. And that's basically what happened there. So that was 3 quick games, guys. It went pretty fast, I know, but it's been just a bit over half an hour. So we will call that one there. Hopefully I'll put the deck list in the description. Shout out to UnoPro for the great deck. And if you want to see more, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, guys, and I'll see you next time.